What is the worst part about being a fighter?
The pay.
Besides the pay.
The worst part about it is probably making weight. You know,
What'd you normally like when you were, fighting Frankie Edgar for the title? What were you walking around at like at the start of your camps?
20 to 25 pounds over,
Now that
maybe
coming in that week,
30
what were you at?
pounds. 15
That's still,
to
man,
20.
it's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You cut down, but it definitely gets easier as you do it more and you get more dialed in. Um, again, it's trying to do it as smart as possible, right? And the more dumb ways you do it, the more you understand, like, okay, I don't want to do it that way anymore.
What do you think about when you hear somebody like, Joe Rogan's a big proponent of, hydration test. Now, you'd have to do it in an extremely strict way because it's easy to manipulate a hydration test. What do
Right.
you think about that? So we see some fighters like, because you think about 10 years ago, Anthony Johnson was fighting at 170.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
155. He was supposed to be 155, but he couldn't make it a couple times.
Like, so big.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I know that I think ONE FC started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Franklin, he probably kind of headed it out, headed it up too, because he works over there now. But they were doing it. They still are. I know a couple people who are over there, and as an athlete, they definitely love it. It's if you're doing it smart, which I would say there's only about 10% of the athletes to do it smart, because you got to do research, you got to get coaching. um, if you can get meal prep, there's a lot of different ways to make it better. And a lot of guys can't afford that. you know so I really feel like there's probably about 10%, maybe 20% who are doing it right. And it takes a toll on your body long term, your kidneys, your liver. Dehydration is bad for your brain. And then we're talking about brain health with like going in there and getting punched. Well, okay. um, Again, it's trying to get out of the box a little bit and create like new ways to do stuff. But why would the UFC do that when they're trying to get out of the box and try to create ways to make more money?
Sure.
That's the whole point of a big business is, like, we already did this PI. They're kind of talking about the performance like institute, where I feel like it was cool, but again, it doesn't go back to the guys. It goes to trying to understand training in the sport, right? Trying to control the training as well, because if you understand it, now you can control it a little bit more. And all the coaches are really smart over there, the people are great, but all the higher ups are trying to control the sport more. And trust me, they're getting a ton of data, they're getting a ton of information, and like, knowledge is power.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And it's just, it's interesting. Like, part of it, I get the idea of, hey, making weight's part of your job. I do
Right.
understand that. But at the same
Right.
time, like, it's just, I don't want to see somebody killing themselves to try to make a weight class. You know what I mean? Like, is that worth it when you're
Yeah.
seeing these guys just suck this unbelievable amount of weight. Like when you saw McGregor at 145, looked like
Yeah.
he's knocking on death's door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I
they're
don't
not
think.
trying to kill themselves to make a weight. They're trying to make a living. That's
Sure.
why they're trying to kill themselves,
Sure.
and that's where it all comes, like into it is, everybody's trying to make a living and trying to especially when you're getting paid show money and win money. It's like, fuck, I might have to drop down, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you're trying to get that win bonus.
That's true, and that's it's a real tough place, rock and a hard place to
Yeah.
be in.